Hey guys, what's up? Danny here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a weather update as of December 21st, 2022. So basically guys, today I've been pretty busy kind of working and stuff, right? But let's actually take a look at the GFS model and let's kind of see what's going on here. So basically guys, the problem I was telling you guys, boom, big winter storm next week in the Northeast. Well, are there going to be areas that receive 3 inches of snow in the Northeast? At least 3 inches? Yes. 3 to 6 inches, I would say, is probably the peak in the Northeast. But the main areas that will probably be receiving more snow is, I would say, Michigan might be the state that receives the most snow from this, and areas that are just east of the Great Lakes, right? So we have, New York State, Erie, Pennsylvania, and like the northernmost portion of Ohio. There's going to be a lot of lake effect snow because it's a very cold air, and the Great Lakes, I'm pretty sure they're still not frozen, right? So basically there's going to be a lot of that type of stuff going on, and then there's going to be the ocean effect snow in freaking Nantucket, just that little tiny island over there. Okay, so the Northeast actually might even experience some thunderstorms because there's going to be a lot of tropical moisture that combines with very cold air. And so literally the temperature in the Northeast is going to go from like 60 to 10 within the span of like 24 hours. The temperature difference is going to be crazy in states like New Jersey and stuff. It's honestly wild. But yeah, if we take a look at the upper air dynamics here, you will actually be able to see why exactly, there's going to be more cold air in the Northeast. So basically the trough and the ridge are not lining up in the right position here, right? So there's too much of a ridge, there's too much warm air. If the trough was a little bit further east here, then the storm would have been a little bit further east, right? And so the coastal storm would have happened. And as you can tell, the trough here is kind of flat, right? I feel like we need a trough that's a little bit more pointy, right? So you can see the storm is around here, and okay, let's go back to precipitation, right? So basically, guys, yeah, there's just too much warm air here, and the main storm that dominates here is the one that's over here, right? So the coastal storm kind of gets absorbed by that massive storm, right? That is going to be basically over Michigan and this area of Canada and stuff, right? So if the trough was a little bit pointier and if it was further east, right, that would have let the coastal system kind of develop more, right? But so like the more powerful system here is going to be this one, right? So basically, guys, there's going to be more warm air because this system is going to be more powerful than the one off the coast because of the upper air dynamics, right? The the energy is going to transfer to the one here. And because the storm is more powerful, as you can tell, there's going to be more southerly winds coming into the Northeast. But once the cold front comes through, that's when the cold air starts coming in. It's so interesting how the temperature in the past couple of weeks has literally been suitable for a good amount of snow, actually. And yeah. The temperature recently has been very suitable for like a lot of snow in like the Northeast and stuff, but because of these things that are going on, right? It's literally going to be the temperature for like 24 hours is going to go up into the 50s in areas of the coastal Northeast, and then boom, it's going to go down again, right? Because of this freaking weather phenomenon, right? These powerful storms and stuff. The Northeast is going to be on the warmer side of the storm, as you could tell, right? If you're east of the storm, that means you're on the warmer side, and so this could have been a very massive winter storm for like the Northeast and stuff, but this type of stuff had to happen. So as we continue going through the GFS model, you can kind of tell, yeah, the cold air comes in, but looks like in time it actually kind of weakens, and it actually gets a little bit milder towards the end of January. So let me actually go over snow accumulations real quick with you guys. So if we take a look at the total positive snow depth change here, you could definitely see where, what areas are going to get the most snow from this big winter storm. So again, like I was saying, lake effect snow is going to be insane, right? Some areas could potentially, get over a foot or two or even 3 feet, right? As you could tell over here. Let's actually pan over the northeast US. Yeah, I think that's fair. As you could tell here, there's some areas that it says like 3 feet of snow or something. So that's very possible because this is very cold air going over the Great Lakes, which still are not frozen because it is still December, right? So yeah, again, states like Michigan, I'm going to get a decent amount. Let's go to the eastern U.S. So here you could see, again, lake effect snow from this big lake, right? Could potentially produce 1 to 2 feet. Generally in Wisconsin, most areas are going to see 3 to 6 inches of snow. Illinois, 3 to 6 inches. Indiana, about 3 to 6 inches. But if you are just east of the Great Lakes, I would expect you to get 6 to 12 plus inches of snow, right? Locally higher amounts. And yeah, in general, Michigan State looks like it's a 6 to 12 inch snowfall throughout here. Ohio, 3 to 6 inches of snow. The southern portion looks like it's a 1 to 3 inch snowfall. It's like a clear cutoff line. And yeah, we got the hillier portions of West Virginia and Virginia. Looks like a 1 to 3 inch snowfall, though the very hilly areas more than 6 inches here. And yeah, so this is going to be mainly a lake effect snow scenario for the Northeast, right? If you live in extremely mountainous areas, then 3 to 6 inches of snow is very possible, as you can see in these little tiny dots over here that I'm going over, right? But yeah, I would say generally, if you're far away from the coast and you're in the Northeast, then it's like a 1 to 3 inch snowfall. If you're by the Great Lakes, then that's where you're going to be receiving the most snow. And yeah, so let's go back and let's just take a look at the CMC model. Again, these models there's really not that much to compare at this point because it's very, very similar. All these models are very similar, I would say, right? There could be some snow flurries again in all areas of the Northeast once the cold front comes through, because there's just so much cold air that like it's definitely on the backside. I feel like this is going to be one of those storms where you could get a couple snow flurries on the backside of the storm, but it's definitely still not going to be nothing too important. And again, the CMC shows milder air coming into the Northeast at the end of the period, just like the GFS. So we have some we have kind of the models agreeing with each other. Here we got the European model showing a very strong cold front, and then again another ridge builds in the east towards the end of the period. I could tell these models are actually getting better than what they used to be, and as you could tell from the ensembles, you could tell how there's a trough and then a ridge builds in the eastern part of the United States, and then looks like it continues throughout the beginning of January. Okay, but this is the thing about the Northeast. I feel like recently, right, we a lot of areas, especially like New Jersey or like areas around New Jersey, they've been experiencing more snow in January and February, and that's usually how it is. So I feel like we should just wait for the season to continue. And sadly, we can't have a massive Christmas winter storm. That actually would have been nice. Have a white Christmas in New Jersey, but other areas definitely are gonna have a white Christmas. So yeah, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center, and let's kind of see what they're saying right now. So yeah, the 8 to 14 day outlook looks like it's actually going to get milder in the northeast part of the United States towards the end of the year. So you guys, in the Northeast, you guys will not have to be dealing with all that cold air, right? And then as we continue going through the period, the 3 to 4 week outlook looks like there could be cold air that comes back into the Northeast through time. But throughout the period, looks like the precipitation is going to be above average. So then again, we're going to have more winter storm potential kind of like throughout the period and stuff. So yeah, 1 month outlook and then 3 month outlook, I wouldn't really emphasize that too much. So let's take a look at the hazards outlook. So we have a risk of heavy precipitation the next 8 to 14 days. There's a slight risk throughout the eastern part of the United States and the western part of the United States. Snow risk, biggest risk is in the western part of the United States. Wind risk, western part of the United States. Yeah, so when it comes to drought and stuff, looks like the western United States is going to continue to be in a drought, but the northwestern portion is going to see drought relief. And yeah, that looks pretty interesting and stuff. So let's take a look at the GEPS model just to kind of compare. And again, yeah, it shows that big trough coming through and then the ridge sets in through the eastern part of the United States. So I wouldn't say there's a lot of snowstorm potential at this point, right? This was a big snowstorm potential, right? A week ago, but now it's like, it's going to be a big snowstorm in all of the areas that are prone to lake effect snow. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's basically my update for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and peace out.